Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nerds the Human, and welcome back to our King Arthur campaign. You join me, with King Uther, who's now 80 years old. It's actually ridiculous. He's going on forever, although he's learnt to dislike farming in his old age, and he's got a bit of a drunken slob with him. Things are going slightly downhill. -1 from security isn't good, actually, because there do seem to be some assassins around. A little bit rude for him to die after all this time to an assassin, so we'll take care of them. I've got one lined up ready for him. Marvellous stuff. That's grand to see. Yes, in general, the German war seems to have calmed down. We are a few turns later than we were last time. Probably 5 or 8 turns later, actually. Most of the German forces, I noticed actually they have over here in Pripyat. So they have been winning their wars against Scythia and Dacia over in the east, which is interesting. Most of their forces seem to have gone that way at this point. I'm getting another spy just to keep an eye on Bordesholm here, but the spy here could see last turn that there were almost no troops. So I'm quite happy to sit around. They won't have a ceasefire and trade, alright, which is annoying, but we can certainly maintain peace with them. So that's what we're going to do for the time being. Now, as for the Gauls, no peace for them. Now, I have noticed there is a force down here outside Patavium, which they've lost. So I'm not sure if they're actually going to siege that down or just wander around the countryside. But for now, at the very least, I can't help but think it might be a good time to restart this war. So if I get myself into here, gives me a position then where I can... Well, I'm just going to see what the Romans do here, because this could be quite good fun. I don't know if this force is going to come up to me or not. We'll see what they want to do. I hope the Britians are annoyed at me having to spy around here. It's really just to keep an eye on this chap, of course. But yes, otherwise we've got King Arthur. He's come down the south now that the German problem has been dealt with. We are down here. He's 60 years old now. And like I said, similar kind of plan, really. The Julians have been kicked out of Marseille a few times now. You can see with my diplomat over here that there are some forces around this area. So I'm hoping this one isn't just going to come for me. But hopefully we'll be fine. Yes, as they come through here, the problem we had last time was that they were besieging it and we couldn't get in there to support. So what I'm probably going to do is go and stand on this bridge here. He can't make it all the way just yet, so I'm just going to stand on this bridge. That might start to annoy these guys. We've got the factionaire there who's going to start taking us on. We've not got bad force. We can start to get druids over here at this point, which is grand. We'll probably get ourselves another unit of those just to bolster us. And we can get ourselves cataphracts, our great knights over here. Lovely stuff. We'll be getting those out of Samarabriva. We've got a couple coming down now as I mention it, which is grand news indeed. Elsewhere, all these towns are starting to grow. We've got Tyra growing very nicely. Devis starting to get itself a port. Abericum is getting itself a sacred circle, which is great. We got some extra training going on up there. Probably should have picked a different temple now that I think of it, but oh well. Can't have everything right from the start, can you? I'm not sure I had any other assassins around, but I was pondering... Oh yes, I think I just trained one here. Yes, I did indeed. I think my plan was to go and send these off to kill the Germans, so I think I've killed one already, actually. I think that assassin had a little bit of practice before he killed the other assassin. So we'll just send these boats around. I've just got a few dotted around to keep us, organised and keep us sorted, so they'll all be grand. Right, we've got Carthage over here. I can't even notice still have this. That is... Oh no, it says Carthage, but it isn't. It is indeed part of the Scipione territory. Now, my boat has actually arrived in this general area, so what I want to do... I'm not actually going to invade straight away. What I am going to do, though, is send my agent over to see if we can learn anything about these chaps here. Let's get some trade rights, first and foremost. Lovely. Now, depending on how they're doing, we might well... Oh! Yeah, maybe we... Okay. This is... They lost this, so I thought they were doing bad, but doing poorly. But, yes, they seem to have taken all of North Africa. Well, maybe they are... Maybe they're more of a trading friend than anything else. Perhaps we should go and kick out the Spanish instead. I like to see Carthage do well. This is lovely. Okay, you might have just saved yourself from invasion, chaps. Because whilst we could take this... It's not the richest settlement in the world, and honestly, there's probably more interesting things to go take. Okay. I will keep Carthage as a potential friend, actually. Now, obviously, the Romans aren't going to be at war with them, but things will change over time. Carthage, they are at war with everyone, including Spain. So basically, they're at war with my allies. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to invade them necessarily. But, I don't know, I'm enjoying seeing them do well. So we'll get back on the boat. We'll head down this way. And I think we're going to start swinging around this part of the world. Cyrene over to Crete, which I believe is Greek? Yes, it is Greek. Maybe we can go take these islands. Oh, I just want a random expedition force. We're going to land in Sicily, that'll be bad. If the Romans attack us, we can just land this in Sicily and take over that. That'll be fun. But for now, we will continue to plod along. Hopefully, there'll be no rebel pirate fleets. We should be fine with this. We've got a commander here. We've got a bit of experience in some of these. So Admiral Cador should treat us very well indeed. Don't need to get the spy doing anything right now. That'll be absolutely fine. The Spanish have just been besieging Nabe Martius. They seem to have failed. Big force here, but this force has been jumping between these two desperately, trying to keep it under wraps. So, hasn't been going too well for them. Now, if we are going to attack Gaul, I suppose it makes sense to get a few troops out of the north. Oh, yes, heavy chariots. Yes, see, it has been a fair few turns since the last episode, albeit not a lot has actually happened other than infrastructure. So, we just kind of skipped past a little bit of that, but we do have heavy chariots being able to come in now. And armies full of those, that is what we want, because they will beat anything if we just send those in. Well, apart from armies of hoplites. We can possibly still make that work for us, but we'll see about that in good time. Lessia over here, one turn from getting chosen swordsman as well. So what you probably want to do is start getting ourselves some forces together. I'm just going to wait a turn, actually, because that will get +2 experience when we train there. I'll get just have a chariot out of here. Won't worry about Tara, but I will get a couple units just to make sure we can go pounce on Condate Redonum. Yes, it'd be nice to have Brittany. You'll have a good holiday in Brittany, so we'll make sure we nab that. So, the plan very much, we're going to end up at war with the Judo before too long, but I wouldn't mind. I would really quite like to have Marseille for myself. Wouldn't mind if the border was along the river, then I could kind of squat on the bridge, but no, alas not, alas not. I probably want Marseille as well as the Navi Martius. It's very easy to defend this against the Romans and block up a couple passages, and that'll be it. That's why I want to go for Lavarvum as well. Now, I don't think this force is enough for them to take it. They have a ballista, mind you. Oh, actually, they possibly could take that. Interesting. Well, we'll see how that goes. I don't actually want to wage war straight away. I'd kind of rather be pulled in by my allies and show them some good faith. So we'll see how that goes. If they don't do it soon, though, we'll attack them in several towns at once. That's kind of the plan here. These two can come here, although actually you might well be better off going back to Alessia and plotting this this invasion force of Lemon Town. So we'll get all of that organised. House of Briton and Pontus, interesting little alliance there. No, they haven't decided to attack. They've kind of pulled back. It might be because Batavium looks weaker. Did they have a battle? It looks like they have. And it looks like the Gauls haven't quite done enough there. That's well, it's going to slow everyone down, but it's not ideal, is it? It's not ideal at all. So, oh, they have a big force coming around here. Well, probably time for us to come into this bridge instead. Where is that big army gone? Have they gone down to the Spanish? To get a spy in this direction. Spy, you start heading over here. Interesting. So Oscar's well defended. They should be absolutely fine with that. Okay, I do need these spies in the city by and large. In my cities, because I keep on having spies every turn in these two. Kicked out and they come back in. They cause me all sorts of problems in my public order. So we'll get a spy immediately backing us up there. Okay, so we've got Marseille in this position. I wouldn't mind plodding here, attacking like that, and then maybe the Julii will come and join us. That would be fun. That would be fun indeed. Right, we've got ourselves a sacred circle. That is ideal for us. So we'll get ourselves... What do I want from here? Some light chariots. Get some extra chariots sorted out, and also sorted out over here as well, which is beautiful because we'll start to get ourselves lots of tasty experience. +2, nothing to shake a stick at. Now, I do have myself the next level of temples, Warning, this should never appear on the screen. So yeah, we'll get up to +3 from that one. That'll be lovely stuff. So let's have a little look. See what else is there to build up here. We probably just want the market, don't we? Port and the towns being built. Now they seem to be wandering around here. There was actually a rebel force, so that's probably what was actually going on. But I don't want to take too much for granted here. Now you, sir, good old Glaver chap, you've been doing me awfully good work over here in London. I'm quite pleased with your work. So I'm not going to rush. I'm not going to rush to get you killed, but I would like to send you on a little expedition, a holiday to northern France. That would be great. The Romans don't seem desperate to pull us into war, which is slightly upsetting because I kind of want a war. Now, what can we do in terms of this watchtower? This is our best sort of position over here, isn't it? If we just go to one step further, that should mean we can see if there's any sneaky Roman forces coming up from there. They will stab us in the back before too long. They are starting to get those big stacks out, and I can't help but notice... Oh, yeah, they've actually taken a bit more. I was going to say I can't help but notice that, yeah, these armies are starting to appear, and yeah, we've got Scipiones here as well. Still Greek, a little bit of it. But yeah, we've got 3 Brutii settlements. I need to get some updated map information. They just allied with Pontus, didn't they? So we should probably remind ourselves what that means exactly. Pontus are enemy to Parthia and Armenia. And Numidia, not really a very strong alliance at this point because they, I'm assuming, only have Siwa left because they seem to be kicked out by the Carthaginians. All very interesting, all very interesting indeed. Now, good old Cador, get yourself across the sea a little bit, over across the Med. Now, I'll be honest, if this is fairly empty, I'll be quite tempted to besiege it, but it's probably not the best idea. I wonder if these guys have picked up terrible traits. Downright miserly. I think they're already like that and frugal. Fine. I think it's on Medieval 2 where your traits that you can get when you're in the ship at the end turn are particularly bad. You don't really want them on the ship for too long, but we seem to have got away with it so far. Yet more assassins are doing good work here. That's one of the generals down in Dam. This guy's just gone and killed the other assassin outside Montegaticum. So they are going to start marching towards these chaps. They seem to be lining up for me at this stage, which is quite fun. Yes, one more German assassin. I have got one in here who needs to go off and kill him next turn, which would certainly be a good idea. But yes, very pleased. The assassins, they're doing good work thus far. If they don't want to have a proper war, that suits me. We'll just kill the entire faction off. That's looking grand indeed. All right, it's time to end our turn. See if anything happens with the Romans. Not really. I don't know if they've ended up wandering off the other direction now. Can we see past him? No, they're just still standing there. Okay. In that case, it's probably time then that we get ourselves into war with the Gauls. Right. Just go and attack Marseille. Put that under siege. Get ourselves a couple of these towers as well. That'll be marvellous. Ceasefire, Carthage and Spain. Interesting. I'm going to declare war on those chaps. British heavy chariots. Get another one of those. But I do want to get you moving across the sea here, sir. So, take your forces. They're not going to be happy. We'll just turn down the tax rate. Get ourselves the next level of temple. And if you land over here, sir, that'd be magnificent. We can get ourselves these 3 units. Likewise, we'll lower the tax rate. And, alright, we've got a little bit of a force building up there. Probably worth sending a few units around from Alessia as well. So we'll just grab some of these. They can move over here. To be honest, you might as well wander towards the town for the time being. We'll get that force set up. Probably, though, need to think about getting a couple units out here and there, although I'm a bit short of money, so I need to be careful that I'm not wasting it on units I don't actually need, so might hold back on that for a moment, as we probably should prioritise building academies are always worthwhile. Faction announcements. We're in the Cantasi. Interesting. Let's see what end of the family that comes from. Master Smith of Pelias, just in time there, sir, because you've just moved out of London. Fedorum has grown. Okay, well, we'll finish up the communal farming first and foremost. We'll start getting on with that. Right, how are we looking now? Nothing is going on over here. Time to put Levathan under siege then. Unfortunately, we did have less troops in there a while back, but we'll have to get on with it at this stage. It's not too much of a problem. No real concerns with that army. We should be able to beat them without too many problems. We'll just have to be a tiny bit careful. They're not spear warbands, you must remember, so our chosen swordsman should be able to do the job. Okay, the Romans are starting to worry me. Starting to worry me quite a bit, actually. But we can probably afford to get a couple more units down here. If we can pull the Romans into battle with us, that would be marvellous. They can take some of the brunt of the old battles there. And what we probably need to do, there's some rebel pirates. Try and dodge those as much as we can. I don't want to take too much damage. Arthur is putting Marseille under siege. How we've not had a death of had a natural death of any of our leaders yet, I don't know. Although I have just heard, yes, Guinevere has just passed away. So Arthur is all by himself with no heirs. He is the faction heir, but his father, 81, is just carrying on forever and ever. So who do we have coming through right now? We just had a new young chap come of age. I need to show you him, actually. So that's Urien there, who's Gwain's child, which is good because Gwain is one of the ones on the sea at the moment. So all she knows is the sea. But yeah, that means we have someone to come through eventually when he makes land. Esclabar as well has a young son. Edward there has 7 and a 1-year-old. Boudica, lovely. Young Boudica's come of age. And Urien, yes, this is the guy. He is up here in the north. He is a marvellous young chap. I've sent him out to go deal with a couple rebels already, so he's picked up some experience too. Bloody been in the war's confident commander. He's and sharp as well. So I'm really looking forward to this chap. I don't think we have an academy here, so what I want to do, send him somewhere where we do have an academy. So I think that means, Urien, you need to head over to Alessia where we're building one. Actually, we'll hold back on that. You can build the academy. That will probably be good for you, I suspect. So, yeah, we'll keep what we've got for the moment. That's all looking good. We'll maintain the spies in these settlements. Oh yes, of course, we need to go and take out these assassins who are causing me a few problems. 64%, good chance and success on that front. Extra bit of cutthroat on you. So you're my new fresh recruit, aren't you? Indeed you are. Marvellous. My spy over here, who has defended me from that assassin, it should be said, can go and help out. No one over here. Can't help but notice that the Dacians seem to be having not only assassins, but yeah, army wandering ever closer to my town, which is a little bit disconcerting to say the least. So to be a little bit careful about that. Uther's getting on, and he's going to be defending this town forever. So possibly need to start thinking about defences. Actually, get us a couple of slingers because we do have walls that we can lob our missiles off of. So we'll make use of that. Up to the north, likewise, a force of Germans approaching the town. I don't mind defending the town. We'll get some more slingers and just defend us with missiles because we can make use of that. As for our assassins, we can always have a little go. 9% on this guy. Wow, succeeded. That is absolutely ridiculous. Do you want a peace? Any peace, by the way? Maybe we can have peace, because I would like trade rights. That'd be much better. No. No, they don't. Ridiculous chaps. Oh, yes, of course. The main thing was going on down here was with the Gauls. The Gauls who, yeah, seem to be sending some forces, but not really their main force in this direction. Oscar is very depleted. They must have sent their army out. Yeah. But then where are the Gauls? That's very interesting indeed. I've kind of lost them at this stage, which is not the best. Marseille does have a stone wall, by the way. Obviously, you don't have the graphic in for those. Are those some proper noble cav? Indeed they are. Indeed they are. Well, some tough... we should be fine for that battle, in fairness. But, yeah, slightly worried about what could go on if the big force returns. Ah! Some of them are headed up to Lemontown. It's just the general, though. So we're going to have to take care of those in good time. What I do need to do, though, is probably get these armies together. Marvellous stuff. start plodding in that direction. Might need the boat. Can we get there next turn? No, I thought it was just about too much. It is indeed. So we'll try and sort that out again next turn. Drop them off in Brittany. Lovely stuff. Now we're getting more heavy chariots coming in. Dever has... we are running out of money here. What's most important? Tyra's shipwright will get us a lot of money, I imagine. And something else just finished as well. Trier as well. Honestly, the series is probably a good idea. We'll just get that for the moment because we can afford it. I think then let's head into Levarven because we've got ourselves much more superior units to them. There's some swordsmen, but mostly it's kind of trashy anyway. So we're going to smash our way in here, break it down, grab ourselves a bit of new territory. Nice, easy to defend up in the Alps here. Let's go. Makes sense to use as many of our arrows as possible for the meanwhile. They're actually going to let us in, which is interesting. That means we'll be able to get our swordsman into a nice position. So, chosen swordsman, run on in then. Thank you very much. You guys get yourselves over here. If you're going to get yourselves forward, I'm just going to send the dogs into you. I do like the dogs in towns like this because it means that you can always make sure that you... Yep, just charge him. Yeah, the dogs are always good in towns like this because they're obviously going to run to the centre rather than get themselves off the battlefield, which is what normally happens. You guys run in there. In fact, all three of you might as well. Yeah, we're going to trap those nice and quickly. If I just charge onto the next group, please. Lovely work. We have them sorted pretty speedily here. If we can get ourselves into these chaps and break them, yeah, they're routed too. Lovely, lovely stuff. Right, get these chariots in here. If I can. They're going to be really awkward. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So, we'll get those into here. We do have chosen swordsman, which is going to do a good bit of work. Pull yourselves into position, chaps. The dogs are going to intercept them, which means we can hit the infantry. Dogmen, get back. Dogmen need to run away. The dogs are doing a great job of just holding everyone up. So, they are breaking. They are not yet breaking, but we get our chariots inside and start charging in. That'd be magnificent. Just give us a bit of extra support. Warband, warband, warband. You come up and deal with these guys. The chariots should just help us break these guys. Swordsmen, get in on their cav. They're not going to like it. Yep, everyone in on the cav. Oh, days, this is ridiculous. The chosen swordsmen are just so much stronger than anything they've got to offer. And it just means that they are melting away here. Chariots are doing lunatic things once again. Chariots, what are you doing? Goats do make good eating, but right now we're taking on Gauls. Right, warband. You didn't seem very happy about all that, did you? You get into that position. You guys just do something. Get over there. That's where you're supposed to be. Right, this is all a bit disorganised because the chariots have rammed through our formation. Right, they seem to have exposed their flanks, which is hilariously good fun for me. We have actually got a rout from those warband because they're utterly useless, of course. We can try and mop up as many of these as possible. I could get the general in, but honestly, the chariots are so ludicrously stupid. I don't really want to bother with it, so we will try and chop up as many of them as possible. The chosen swordsman will, of course, just kind of pull back into a sensible position. Swordsman over here can do the same, and the same with any of these. Who are you fighting, by the way? Just some of the dogs. Yeah, they're still fighting the dogs. Right, the last few men are just going to get shot down. They're all rout as soon as they come near my swordsman, so don't worry too much. These chosen swordsmen are immensely strong. They've really made the difference here today. Magnificent chaps. You've got to love them. We've got to face a few from Dutch very soon, though, so got to be slightly wary of that. Let's we'll let the archers mainly finish off the Gauls here, but it might be worth as we yeah, I think a nice heroic charge for the last few. No. Just chop them down. Chop them down. Lovely stuff. Chosen swordsmen done their work there. We lost a few men, mostly just the warband to the dogs, to be honest. That's probably where they belong, in the belly of our lovely puppers. We're now our puppers, by the way. So, with that, nothing much to enslave. So we're just going to occupy. which is probably the best decision at this stage. We'll turn the tax rate a little bit because we can get our retraining done. Now, what do we have inside this town? Because I don't imagine it's big. Actually, it's not badly built up. It's got most things for this size of town, so can't argue with that too much. As a general, you're doing you haven't been up to an awful lot in your life, so you're fine, but you're nothing spectacular. Just try and get you out there to lay a watchtower, which will certainly help. Could do with seeing when the Dacians are coming this way. We can of course block it up fairly easily. Right, I do enjoy having Noricum. It's a good settlement to have. It's just so easy to plug up. It does get even a bit near the Romans, but right now they seem a little bit bogged down by the remnants of the Gauls in this part of the world. I think at one point the Gauls might have had Dalmatia, although I might be making that up. Might be on a different game. God only knows, but Marseille should be next to fall. We have forces ready to head into Consolidating Redonum. Things in general looking good, albeit just need to be wary of a couple of forces coming our way. A little attack from the rebel navy here. We managed to fend them off on this occasion, which means we can continue moving in a westward direction. Good. So, eastward direction, in fact. We'll continue to move on then. I'm thinking this end of the Mediterranean looks more interesting right now. I wouldn't mind staking a few claims over here. Go and beat up the Greeks, who, quite frankly, I don't like them having Crete, so we're going to push on to there. Marseille has just been left to us at this point. I think we might as well go on and crack inside it. Because we're taking out those rebels, probably just go and send cataphracts to smash into them. That could be good fun. And Urien over here, he can head into that city, get himself an academy. Should do him some good, be able to build that up. Can you just about make it? You know what, I can do the old Rome total war trick here. Put it under siege. Then get everyone else to join you. Marvellous stuff. I do like that one. So get yourselves a few rams. We'll have that one ready to take before too long. Some swordsmen there. Could be a little bit more of a problem. But we should be absolutely fine, all things considered. So, heavy chariots are underway. We're getting our temples sorted. Our troops. Oh yes, of course, you were actually supposed to be coming to join this force. So you might as well head south, sir. Marvellous stuff. Their army seems to have approached our fort at this point. Let's save this chariot because they're quite good for a retrain, actually. I wouldn't mind getting you retrained right now. Certainly help us when it comes to battle. In fact, I'm going to get one more chariot because they suit us very well indeed. You, sir, have a go at this guy. It's going so well. It's going so well. Anyone else to kill over this area? It doesn't look like. I'm just going to kill this captain. Missed on the captain, which is a bit ridiculous, but there we go. Trying to keep in practice. This guy doesn't look so good, does he? This guy, though, looks pretty darn good indeed. So I'm going to keep... tell you what, you can come this way. We'll keep a good assassin in this direction just to make sure we can snap anyone who comes off in this area. We actually have one more, don't we? So what do we have here? 93%. You should be able to get in there. 75% chance. Oh, 75% on that. Oh, okay, 7%. That's not worth it. You need to get rid of the spy or wait for the spy to go. Let's have a little look down here instead then. There might be more. There are indeed more people to kill. This guy's on the early side of his training. Have a go. Did he win? No, he didn't. But 33% chance. At least he didn't die. That's all good. And good news. Dacia have moved eastward now and we are looking a little bit safer. That is good to see. Right, into Marseille then. King Arthur needs to get on with his life. Factionaires, he's still only the prince. He's 62. How is he still again? He's just going to die before his father. Right, we just don't have a lot of infantry in this army. I do like that dogs. Dogs are awfully, especially in the city. Dogs are great fun to use in the city. Barbarian Noble Cav, pretty decent, but no, I shouldn't be too worried. This guy does have axe bitten, worth bearing that in mind, but yeah, he's not particularly good, is he? We should be able to run him over fairly simply, 5-3. Let's take this. It'll give us a nice blockade against the Romans going forward. Lovely barbarian walled city for us to take on. Is this the first one we've had where we've actually been in battle? I think it might be, you know. This is lovely to see. Well, we'll get ourselves up to the walls. We have way too many men for them to be able to guard all of this. Don't really know how much they're going to do it, but obviously we will have problems with the towers. Slight issue we've got is that I didn't put it as Britons having the walls, put it as barbarians. So all the barbarians have the same upgrades that we have. So just going to bear that in mind. We're probably going to get things burned down because it is very hard. Didn't mean to press pause there. Meant to turn down to low speed. We seem to have just about got the round there. Interesting, that worked out. We'll hold back on these guys if we don't need them. Lost the odd men, but not a huge amount. We've got warband coming into their swordsmen. That's not ideal over here. So we'll just have to make sure that we back those guys up. The slingers are taking a bit of damage, but nothing too much. But unfortunately, we can't run, so it's not medieval 2. The headhunters are taking a bit of damage, but I want them to get over here so we can lob down into them when we have the opportunity. On which note, actually, probably a good idea to get a few more of these guys over here as well. So you go and help out. That'll get us set up. So what are they doing? They've got the barbed cav over here. They've got these chaps over here. We'll be able to pin those in with this here. We're going to run and capture this tower. And if we can capture the gateway with this unit, then these guys are going to be in big trouble, because obviously on Rome you just take the towers, make them work for yourself. Head hurlers, I can see, are actually throwing heads over the gate right now, which is quite funny. If these head hurlers can run over there, that would be magnificent. Can you stop wasting your ammo, chaps? I'm not sure how much damage you're doing. Actually, you are doing a bit of damage. It's not actually the worst throw in the world. The heads are sort of clobbering them from above. Here, actually, continue. That's strangely working. Strangely working indeed. Right. No, they're going to capture the tower. Alright, fine. You run that way. That's fine. You, sir, go and grab this tower so we can fight under the tower over here. That will work for us. If they want to vacate this area, we'll continue to throw heads at them, of course, and we'll go and grab this tower. We've got the opportunity. Magnificent stuff. They are getting themselves in all sorts of problems here. Alright, the heads really aren't doing enough damage, sadly, but they're worth something at the very least. We'll get ourselves... to be honest, you don't need to use that anymore, do you? You just need to get yourselves over to the wall here. Lovely stuff. They're still getting damaged, which is a bit unfortunate, but they're only the slingers. They might as well shoot through while they can. Right, you chaps, go and grab that. That'd be lovely. You run over here. Now they're going to get confused as to where to fight. This is good fun. Right, we've got ourselves the tower. Warband, if you can now run over there, we would hopefully be able to control both towers and pin them in. That'll be marvellous stuff, right? Go and engage them, chaps. Go and engage them. As for you, go and grab these towers as well. I do love this in Rome Total War. You can just push them away from their own walls. It's hilariously good fun. They're just dropping oil on us occasionally here. Should probably be careful about that. They're now getting shot by their own tower, which is fun. As for these chaps over here, the head hurlers, is it worth going more of this? Probably not. I think we're fine where we are. I will just grab this tower just in case we want to run around the side, though. It's very odd seeing this, especially as obviously we're a bit. It's not quite deserty, but it's fairly barren and thin grass around here in Marseille. Interesting stuff. I do quite like the French Riviera. It's not that dry. A little bit of dryness, but not all that much, mate. So, yes. Right, swordsman, warband, come and meet these chaps. Pin them from the other side. Absolutely fine. Swordsman v swordsman. And, yeah, that'll work for us because we'll get the trapping on them. As for the guys at the gates here, once the slingers are done with this, they're not actually shooting. You really should be shooting. It isn't that difficult, is it? Probably get these guys out of the way because they're slightly in the way at this point. Move you over there. And I think at this point it's just a case of whittling them down. We have the Gauls routing up here now at long last. They've done a bit of damage to our swordsmen, but frankly the sandwich has done the job we are looking for. These warband are running around, which just means they're going to get themselves shot, which is kind of funny. We'll see what they want to do. They might well come to fight us. No, they're just going to get themselves shot. What I should have done as they started running over there was pin them in, actually, because I could have done that. But we'll see. They might wander back in a minute. Oh, the foolish, foolish swordsmen. They've come up to not only towards the towers, towards our road warriors, But also, no, don't flee. You're supposed to throw missiles. You're on top of the thing. That's the point. Oh, skirmish mode is stupid. Right, the point was they're about to have heads thrown at them. Here they come. Heads ahoy. And I don't think they're going to last very long there. Get the other swordsman in. More heads coming in, and that is fine. You guys stop at this point. Just get yourselves back in the position you're supposed to be in before, you know, you ran away. Utter fools. Right. You get yourselves over here, sirs. Get yourselves in the position you're supposed to be in. And we'll slowly push our way towards the centre. Sadly, they're not falling for the trap on the... Oh no, they are falling for the trap! Yeah, go my trap. Falling for the trap as they have here. They are going to get shot by the towers as they get pinged in from both sides. This time, their escape has been cut off by our woad warriors. Lovely. Good to see the blue painted chaps getting in on them. Oh no, they're not happy. They are melting like Swiss cheese here. They just seem to love coming out to fight us, albeit Barbarian Noble Cav could really do some proper damage to us if we're not careful here. So try and engage them in battle here. Try as much as possible to get around the flank, but sometimes the way you move around these cities isn't quite as simple as it looks. So we'd always try and get around to that flank. We'll get the surround in on them. A little bit of a surround, not much, but we'll take a few hits as we do that. Otherwise, though, we are going to get ourselves set up over here. The war dogs will just be sent in on everyone who's left remaining. Whilst these guys are pretty good, yeah, we're going to be able to chunk them down. We've got way too many infantry for them there. We are just going to be that much too strong for them. So we'll get ourselves a barbarian warband up here. They can take any brunt of it. We've got these two guys in reserve. The main force obviously is gathering over this side of the battlefield. Coming in for another bite of the cherry, and we're going to intercept their charge and immediately rout them, which is quite fun, to be frank. They are gone once again, and we're going to start getting some of the chariots over here. I'm not going to try and tell them properly where to go because they're just going to be complete lunatics, but we will largely get them in the right kind of area. So we'll just continue to move these guys forward a little bit, and I think honestly the way to go and kill this general is probably with the dogs. So we'll get all of our dogs into the chosen warlord. We're going to get our infantry just to kind of block up the general position. Our lovely druids can start chanting. Arthur can wander vaguely in this direction and not get himself killed. See, look, they've already managed to get someone into battle. I don't know how. All the dogs in the world are coming forward at this point, and this is really the only way that we can have these guys dealt with. So, floofs, as they are launched into battle, we'll pull these back, get back men. We'll just... What are the chariots doing? Utter lunatics, as ever. As ever, they are utter lunatics, and they get themselves murdered. Oh well, we'll let a few of the chariots get themselves killed. The dogs largely are going to do the work. Get these guys in to come help with the general. In fact, all infantry might as well start doing the same. The dogs are fleeing. Well, I did tell the men to run away to keep themselves safe. It's absolutely fine. They're getting themselves chopped up. The general is very... Well, yeah, the general's killing our random chariot units. Here come the infantry. They seem to be ignoring the dogs. But honestly, the dogs will do a fun bit of damage. They're off the plaza at this point. King Arthur, come into the flank. You might as well come in at this point. If you get yourself killed, well, you're not even the real Arthur after all. So we'll make sure we press the attack at this point. All infantry in on the general. Let's get all men into this bout. 16 of them remaining. Is that him himself? King Arthur's about to get himself killed. What an absolute fool. Just pull out, sir. Don't be right at the front. Get your whole unit in here. He is really not the chosen one. Let's just send him in. Let's just send him in. And if he wants to get himself killed, then that's what he's going to do. All men into battle. There's only a few of them left. If he gets himself killed here, really, he deserves it. Yeah, just a few men left. 6 left of this random general. Arrows are flying in at this point. We'll probably shoot our own men in the back, but that's the way it goes. Random puppies nibbling at the ankles of their leader. Here he is. Don't know where King Arthur is. He's somewhere around in this chaos. Yep, chariots after... It's a bit chaotic, isn't it, with these guys? We've done the job. And he survived. Wherever he is. I don't know why he was just running in by himself the first time round, but He's here somewhere, and that's a clear victory. Lost a few men, a few at the walls, but mostly a pretty efficient job there. Can't argue with that at all. And that is Marseille, Marsilia, as it is here. Important place to be grabbing. Occupy, because why not? We've got a shrine to Athena. We'll demolish that. No, no, none of that nonsense. Tradable goods, I think, is what we want over here. That will suit us very well, and we'll get ourselves the sewers immediately afterwards. In terms of retraining, we'll retrain the floofs because we love our lovely, lovely floofs. Actually, we can retrain them, or we might as well go and do that. Down to 6 monies. The Romans are here. We could go and stand by them, actually. I might go and do that. I'm going to go send my men to stand by them. We honour you, sir. We will defend you. We defend Ireland, whatever the cost may be. Trade with Egypt. Can't really argue with that. I wouldn't mind some map information off you guys as well. See what's going on in your part of the world. That is beyond our means. What do you mean it's beyond your means? Oh, let's just ignore that. Fine. We're going to annoy them if we keep asking. Why is that beyond their means? It's absolutely ridiculous. And why have you wandered past our town? I always forget that they can just wander past if they take enough time. Oh, we do need a... Right, there are a few... There's an assassin over there. We need to kind of deal with these guys. Right, you, sir. You're supposed to be dealing with them. 31. Take him out. You failed, which is a bit disappointing, all things considered. We possibly need to go and smash into this chap, which I'm sure we can do. Let's get ourselves one more unit of chariot just to make sure we can wrap them up. As for these guys, 14%, bit of a low chance, but we seem to be doing it again and again. Magnificent, skilled courtesan. I'm sure you do, Cade. I'm sure you have one indeed. As for this one over here, that seems a bit unnecessary. 15. Are we going to do it? No. Well, we can't have everything in life, but we must be really denting them. Although they definitely have more. Yeah, there's one chap over here, and it does say family member, so they're not completely bereft of people, but they must be getting chopped away gradually here. Do they want peace? Because I really would be quite happy to offer it. No. Do they want map information? Because I'll happily trade around that. They're bandying empty words. Yes, I thought that might be what you decide to say at this point. Okay, looks like the Gauls have completely failed over here, which is not ideal. Not ideal indeed. I'd rather they did a bit more damage before we got to that stage. But oh well. We'll get ourselves the roads, which in some ways kind of helps the invaders, but there are times when you probably tactically want to avoid getting more. But there we are. We'll get some dogs. I do like dogs. They're surprisingly useful weapons of war. And we should probably at this point start getting another assassin out. London. You can definitely get assassins. So you get us some and start sending more of our chariots across the waters. That's what you need to be doing. So go and get on the boats, sir. Dump them over here, and they can almost come and join good old Peleas of Glaiva there, which will be helpful for that, because we need to go and take Leventown, which is a bit more defended at this point. The Navi Martius has some people in it, but I'm not too worried about racing off in that direction. As for all of this, we want to... I'm not sure what the quickest way of doing this is. I feel like we want to go to Cyrene as well. I quite like Cyrene. Brings us a random conflict with people we don't need to be in conflict with, but works for me. I quite like it. So we're going to head around this way over to Cyrene, I think. That'll be lovely. No sign of the Romans on the African shore just now. So Carthage doing well without me having to destroy them. Looks like we have cleared them off. Looks like we just have some rebels to take on. Frankly, I think we should just send out a few basic chaps to go and do that. We don't really need to do this battle ourselves. Albeit, obviously, we take stupid damage to our druids, who should just be support units. But whatever, chaps, whatever. We did gain ourselves a bit more experience. He is feeling poorly, apparently, which is a little bit sad. He's got himself a shield bearer, so Bedivere is definitely not carrying Excalibur. But he has some decent stats among all the weird ones. So with that, yeah, he just picked up the shield bearer because he didn't do enough killing himself. Bit of a shame. I really want this guy dead because he's been causing problems between these two towns for a long time. My agent is only doing so much to spy on him. So there we are. We'll get a bit of practice with our spy while you're looking at that chat. But of course, it's really hard to kill spies. Assassins really struggle with that. So we'll have to consider that as we go forward. So bring one boat back towards the old capital. And Tara's nearly done with its port, which is going to boom the trade a bit more. You'll notice I don't really have a huge amount of money. I tend to push myself to a limit. Really, I like to just continuously spend my money. Not only because you do get bad traits from having too much money in the kitty. If you sit around in towns, you start picking up things if you have too much money as well. So I like to spend it. Also, you might, if you're not building, you're wasting time as far as I'm concerned. So it looks like we've got a few turns just to kind of figure out where we are. I might well take my general down here, let him do the spies work. I wouldn't mind if the border was like one block further south, but oh well, we'll have the watchtower there. Romans might find it annoying, but it's good to be able to know what's going on in this part of the world. I am intrigued though to see what the Romans do from here, because if I'm on their border, good chance they just attack me, so I've got to be careful about that. So they've decided to reinforce a little bit up here in Brittany. I don't think it's going to go too well for them though. I can't actually see what the main army is, annoyingly. I had a look at it before, so it should be fine. I don't think it was anything particularly good. So we're going to take out the cavalry without any problems. We actually do have our reinforcements as well, which is kind of amusing. Allowed to be controlled by the AI. No. But I do think our chariots should be able to clear off these guys without too many problems. Let's head in. This should be good fun. I think the very sensible thing to do is just send our cav steaming into these guys. Actually, I say that. I don't want the other guys to flee, so I'm just going to pull them back for a moment, actually. Just let these guys enter the battlefield. We'll get our infantry over in this kind of direction, just to kind of square up to them. We'll get a few shots in and see if anything else wants to go on. Oh yes, of course, we have these guys as well coming into the battle. Cataphracts, you guys hold off and hang out with the infantry, please. That'll be lovely. But if what we can do is get our two heavy chariots in, that'll be perfect. So heavy chariots, you get over there. Where are which ones are the other ones of the heavy chariots? These over here. Lovely stuff, right? As they start thundering in, we are going to start smashing them. You guys get yourself... Yeah, they aren't going to last very long. Get yourselves over there. You've taken the odd little knock, but the second unit's going to come in now. That should be the breaking of them. That is indeed... Woo! Flying! Absolutely went flying. Now, is that going to make these guys flee? Because sometimes it does. Hoping we pulled them in enough. Right, infantry, get yourself in to these guys now. That'll be lovely. General, if you can pull yourself over here too, that would suit me very much. Right, heavy chariots, you get yourselves over to this flank at this point. And I want these guys just to pepper them. They don't seem like they are going to be running away, which is good. So infantry, get yourself into position. Cataphracts, get yourself around that flank. They are not going to end well in this battle. I don't think this is going to go well for them. This should be the city capture right here. Right, should really be doing the war cry. I'm really bad at using war cry. War cry over here. And right, they seem to be largely in position now. Right, go. You into there, you into there, you two into there. Heavy chariots, where are you? Get into their swordsmen or something. No, just get into those warband. Light chariots can just pull back. Just do your thing. And the general, get into these cavalry as well. That'd be perfect. And you guys get into the swordsmen, please. That will do the work very nicely indeed. Cataphracts have got a little bit caught. In fact, actually, no, we can hit these guys at the back. So we can send in the knights. Oh, no, capture these guys. Capture these guys instead. Do something. Oh, why have they gone around? Absolutely useless. Cataphracts, catch them. Oh, stupid men. Right, a few of them are getting away, but that is the general. Cataphracts have done their job there. Yeah, they are melting. They have gone. The cataphracts aren't going to get the full charge, but you might as well wrap them up as much as possible. Chariots, you head into them. Well, we never got a proper charge off from the cataphracts, so they're too busy trying to wander off and cover the escape. But there we are. I had beautiful gold cloaks, as they'll be known. They are the gold cloaks of Britain. I might come up with a better name of that. I quite like the gold cloak though. It's a nice little title for them. And yes, that should be the town captured. I'm not sure we quite killed enough. 76. Might be a tiny fort. Come on, get them. They're right there. Utterly useless swordsmen. They've been asleep. Oh well, I probably could have done better there myself. Oh well, it's fine. It'll be a simple enough walk into the town at this point. No need to worry about any of that. Clear victory there then. 37 losses in our part. Most of that was, I think some of those were the chariots right at the start that just charged in. Tiny force remained there. They've actually put Batavidorum under siege. Interesting indeed. Apparently we are the strongest faction, which is slightly terrifying at this point. That's fine. They can waste their time attacking us. We can sally forth, deal with them without too many problems. Spain, Carthage back at war. That peace didn't last very long at all, did it? No, it did not indeed. Right, if we just charge in, auto resolve should be minimal losses. At this point, we've pretty much already taken it. Occupy the settlement. And by conquest indeed. Abona is just for the missile weapons. To be honest then, we'll get those guys retrained and then we will redo the... then we'll redo our... Blah, blah. What am I trying to say? I don't know. Yeah, then we'll redo the temple. That's what I mean. So we have confined the Katiachi, who I think is the guy out at sea at the moment. Still out on sea. They're not allowed to land until they find the promised land of Cyrene or Crete. Or indeed Rhodes. We're just going to attack the Greeks. Sod the Greeks. These guys have caught themselves out in the field, which is, I would suggest, unfortunate, chaps. Yes, right. We'll get on with that to finish off the day. Let's just try and take stock of where we are. We've got ourselves Marseille looking strong. The Romans, I don't know where they are, but they are... Where's the last place I can put the bridge? Can I put a watchtower here? I can indeed. Is that bridge literally the border? It is. So we'll put it there. That'd be grand. So he's not happy without our lovely prince in the town, but that'll be fine. Right, the watchtower should hopefully give us a time bit of vision. It's not a particularly good spot, but it's better than nothing. Mediolanum is very confidently Roman these days. The Gauls are struggling to get anything back over there. So we largely had an episode without worrying about the Germans, but unfortunately they do seem to be coming back our way. But I'm not too worried about them. They do look like they're fairly... They probably have a lot of all this land over here, so they're not weak, but we have taken some of their key territories, of course. So this is the capital, though, so they've still got that to contend with. Yes, we'll be able to fight those guys off next time. I think just to finish us off here today then, let's send in the chariots. It's a bit of fun with those. This is a taste of things to come. Heavy chariots just slamming into the enemy and causing them all sorts of problems. That is a route for them. Not really surprising, to be honest. Right, into the next unit. You guys all aim at these guys instead now, please. Thank you very much. Those peasants, experienced as they are going to go flying. Oh, this is magnificent stuff. You guys get into them. Heavy chariots into the next warband, please. Cataphracts have pulled out over there. They're going to head into the barbarian cavalry. General, you get yourself over into the swordsman. This is just absolute carnage. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Right, the cataphracts are off to deal with these guys. We'll get the chariots in on the swordsman. This will be an absolute demolition job. Those guys are going to escape, sadly, aren't they? But won't worry about those. Get the missiles off at this point. All cav onto these guys, apart from you. That is just what we want to see. So, as the chariots come swarming into the swordsmen, I wonder why they bothered to fight here today. Oh, that wasn't the image we were looking for. We're looking for this one instead. Slicey, slicey. And yeah, we are going to be using armies full of heavy chariots moving forward, because that is the way that you have to play this game. They've been a little bit flimsy for us thus far in the campaign, as you might imagine. They've had their plus and downs, particularly the first few episodes when we lost quite a lot of leaders. But once we got forces like this, oh, the world will tremble beneath the sound of your hooves and the wheels. There's certainly an old quote somewhere on those lines. I'm guessing there's one ghoul left in this pile somewhere. Oh, here they are. They are terrified. Sorry, Steve. Oh, he got his leg scythed off and then got run over and then got trampled and kicked. And yeah, that didn't go very well for him. Obviously, no losses for us on that occasion. Marvellous stuff. I do love the chariots. They're a bit extreme, but they can certainly do the job. So, you sir, me back to the town for now. We will consolidate before we start marching on. Get a few repairs. Actually, yes, we do want to repair that, actually, because we want to make use of it as we retrain our troops. So, hopefully that will enact at the start of the turn. Famous warrior, sir. Magnificent stuff. We've got to beware. We've got quite some good retinue floating around, and we don't want them to die off with these chaps. 63, you could die any time, sir, and I would like to pass these on. So, interesting. I mean, obviously, we have a boat now. We could just be sending this force. we could have just got down here and then continued like that, but there we go. Setting sail along the African coast here. Over to Cyrene, not the best town in the world, but I like it. It isn't attacked very much. Normally it's attacked the minute you take it, to be honest, but we'll hope to use the Numidians as a buffer state, assuming they are still around. I haven't seen them as a faction destroyed, by the way. I have seen the Seleucids as a faction destroyed, in spite of what the map shows there. This is Pontic nowadays. Lycia is also Pontic. Interesting. They seem to be doing okay, actually, but the Greeks are still around, so I want to see what's happening in that part of the world a little bit more. We'll see if we can get some map information off some of the guys. Have got my diplomat up here in the Pripyat marshes. Seems to be normally where everyone gathers to have chats. So we'll see if we can trade map information with these guys. They might know something more updated. Nothing to offer in return. Not really surprising. Not a lot has been seemingly going on their part of the world. Doesn't look like they've got motorization. Huh. Oh, right, I did know that already. But, yeah, the fact that... Yeah, sorry, I thought... So, Scythia Station. This is also Dacian. Well, you could have told us that. Dacia really doing well. Wow, impressive, sirs. Well, we've got a strong Carthage and a strong Dacia, who are traditionally two of the weakest players of this game, aren't they? But there we go. Right, I will leave you for now, then. Productive day of killing the French. Really, what more could a proto-British chap really get on with? What better pastime could there be? I don't know. You tell me in the comments below, because frankly, it's been a marvellous day chopping them down with chariots. I will leave you for now. I'm Thomas. This is To Nerds to Human, and this has been our King Arthur campaign. Still the prince, though. Still the prince. Thank you, and goodbye. Execute. Sorry! A lot of arrows coming in. That's a lot of jam. Ha ha ha! The red line of doom is not your friend anymore, sir. No, it is not. No, it is not. Ha 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 ha! Khan! Khan! No!